Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Aussie Sports Gaming channel here on YouTube, and welcome to this kind of free agency, just NBA talk altogether. You see in the background here we've got a game going. It's the rookie All Stars versus the veteran All Stars, which I think they could do this year. They could also do international versus America. There's just a couple ideas I think they can do, but let's get into the main part of this video. Let's talk about free agency and the draft. So we've got a couple of guys who got drafted this year in this game. We've got Wiggins, you've got Parker, you've got Joel Embiid, Julius Randle, Dante Exum, and Shabazz Napier. And I feel the draft went pretty well. Like the Heat, they knew they wanted Shabazz Napier, and I thought that was a good pickup. I reckon they're going to go for a point guard, start Norris Cole this year. Shabazz will back him up for most of the year and then come straight into that starting lineup and really take control of a Miami Heat team, which I feel could get Carmelo Anthony. And I feel they'll get this from Chris Bosh going to the Houston Rockets. They could find a way to get Carmelo, and getting Carmelo will just help out their offense because he is a full offensive player. He's not just yes, he's good at offense, but he's also good at defense. He's a fully offensive player. He'll run one end of the floor. He'll try and help out on the defense as much as he possibly can, but that's not a big part of his game. He's more offensive. He likes to create offensive plays for any team he's on, and I don't feel the Lakers need that kind of guy. I feel the Lakers have already got their offensive guy in Kobe Bryant, and they've already picked up Julius Randle, so I don't feel he's going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. With the Houston Rockets, I don't feel he'll go there because of the Chris Bosh. I reckon they'll sign Chris Bosh. He's a better fitting player for him. He'll do much more on the offense for a Houston Rockets team that needs that offensive power forward. He can play stretch for, and he can play next to Dwight, play with James, play with Chandler Parsons. And to get him his full contract, I think they still need to trade away Jeremy Lin. So maybe the Sixers or someone who will take that contract, and then probably trade Jeremy Lin for another, probably a shooting guard player. So let's get into to the draft. So my team, the Spurs, we took Anderson down low in the draft. I think he'll come in and make a little bit of difference off the bench, just a bit more bench production, but. So we took Anderson, and then, so the 6 players in this game, you got the first overall pick, Andrew Wiggins. I don't think that was smart for the Cavaliers, because if they're going to try and draw LeBron, that's not the pick. The pick was Joel Embiid, because then he knows he's got the point guard and he's got the center with him. But now all he's got with him is a point guard and another small forward. So who's going to be playing small forward, and they're going to be playing small ball, playing tall ball? I don't know. So that's probably not the smartest thing if they want LeBron, but I feel LeBron's going back to Miami Heat this year. So then another guy in here, the second pick, you've got second overall pick is Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker is probably a good pick here. He'll make a big difference in the Bucks team. He'll bring offense, probably worse defensive player than Carlos Delfino, but he'll bring the offense, he'll stick around, he'll want to stay there, he won't want to get moved straight away. I believe Jason Kidd will be a good coach for him. I know everyone's hating on Jason Kidd right now, but I believe he'll be a good coach for him. Then you got your third overall pick, Joel Embiid to the 76ers. I think 76ers took him because he was there. They don't need him, they've got Nerlens Noel from last year. I don't see Nerlens Noel and Joel Embiid playing next to each other because they're offensive. Nerlens Noel doesn't have much of an offensive game, and Joel Embiid's still getting worked on. So I thought they had 2 defensive players and they didn't need him. And I thought they could have taken like an Aaron Gordon or Dante Exum, someone like that. But so they took Joel Embiid, and then with the 4th pick, Aaron Gordon went to the Magic. That was not a good pick for the Magic. He's not an amazing player. You've seen so far in the Summer League, he hasn't done anything for the Magic. It's been all Alfred Payton, which is a good. I think they picked him, or they traded for him from the Sixers, which was a very smart pick for trade for him. So Alfred Payton's going to be good on the Magic. He could even start point guard a couple of games this year next to Victor Oladipo. But the next guy in the draft, Dante Exum, the Australian, pick number 5 to the Utah Jazz. That's a good pick. See, I was thinking, is that a bad pick? They got Alec Burks, but Alec Burks can come off the bench 6-man. Dante and Trey Burke can play guard. Not point guard, shooting guard, guard. Like, Dante can guard the shooting guard, but play more of a point guard role, and Trey can guard the point guard, but play the shooting guard kind of role. With he'll shoot more than Dante shoots. So that is a good pick for the Jazz. I believe Dante's going to have a good career. And then with the 22nd, around that pick, the Charlotte Hornets took Shabazz Napier, who's I think he's a top 10 pick. Honestly, he's a great player. He'll provide a lot for the Miami Heat this year under Norris Cole or whoever their point guard will be. He'll provide a lot. And if they get LeBron, and they've already got Danny Granger, they've already got Josh McRoberts, they get LeBron, they get Carmelo, they re-signed Dwayne Wade, I feel that the Heat probably be a bit better this year. They've got Shabazz Napier, they've got Danny Granger, who's a freak. I don't know how they signed him for $4.3 million. I don't know what was going on there. But then they got Josh McRoberts, who I think they offered a bit too much money for, in my opinion. I think he needs to prove himself a bit more. But now let's get into this free agency. I don't know what's going to happen. Just, as I just said, I believe Carmelo, LeBron, and Dwayne Wade all signed with the Miami Heat. And Chris Bosh signs with the Houston Rockets, which will make Houston Rockets a contender. But then I reckon Pau Gasol will go to the Lakers. Not Lakers. To the San Antonio Spurs. And I believe he'll go there because they've won the championship and he'll help the team a bit more. Tim Duncan can play center. He'll play the 4 spot. He'll stretch the 4. And then they pick up a couple of more role players in the off-season. And I believe the Spurs can go back-to-back. But the only problem with them going back-to-back is that if the Miami Heat get Melo, they're a better team than when they had Bosh. Better offensive team. They got Shabazz. They've got Danny Granger now. They've got Josh McRoberts. That'll help out the Heat. And then you got the Houston Rockets also in the West. Get Chris Bosh next to Chandler Parsons, next to some point guard, probably Beverly, I think it is, James Harden, Dwight Howard. It's going to be a good knit starting 5 who I think can contend. And then I don't know about the Pacers. Will they be able to get Lance Stevenson back? That's where I think the trade for Jeremy Lin will help the 76ers. They trade for Jeremy Lin, and then they ask someone else to sign Lance Stevenson, and then they trade Jeremy Lin for Lance Stevenson. There's their shooting guard. They've got MCW. They've got, Dario Saric, I think. I'm not sure. They've got to just get that small forward. They've got Joel. They've got Nerlens. They've got Thad Young. And then I think the Sixers will compete in a few years. Then the Cleveland Cavaliers don't really need to get much. They're just going to get the role player because they've got that starting lineup. They've got Irving, they've got Waiters, they've got Wiggins, they've got Thompson, and they've got Anderson Varejao. And I feel they'll be set. But you see the Clippers signing a couple of role players. They signed Farmer, they signed Spencer Hawes, and I don't know what they're doing with that. Are they going to bunch them together for a better player off the bench or something? I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, that's all I have to really talk about today. You've seen on most YouTubers for the NBA have been talking about the free agency, so I thought I'd get in and start talking about the draft too, how it went out, how the picks went, and I think the Nuggets got a steal really. They got Aaron Aflalo, and he's going to be a beast. Well, he's a beast now, but he's going to get better. And I feel he plays next to Ty Lawson. They had Doug McDermott, but they traded him, I think. They've got like Dino Gallinari. They've got Kenneth Faried. They've got JJ Hickson. They've got a really good lineup going here. And I believe they've got Wilson Chandler. They've got a really good lineup going here. And the Nuggets could do something this year. But yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.